Hello? Okay, here it is. Ooh, should I do this podcast? I don't think so. I don't feel comfortable doing it, and I was supposed to do it like 6 months ago, and then I thought, nah, don't do that, you know? But, I mean, it's just something that... Okay, so remember the whole Simone Biles thing, okay? I love Simone Biles, man. I think she's amazing, incredible. It speaks for itself when you can move and when you've got those kinds of skills. It speaks for itself. It is what it is. It's phenomenal. And then the whole controversy happened during the Olympics where she wasn't going to compete, and I was okay with that, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it, you know? But the thing that irked me, the thing that kind of, you know, it was the way all the reasons for her not competing were delivered, okay? Nobody said anything about the twisties at first. It was, she's not feeling up to it. Okay, fine, you're not feeling up to it, not a big deal, you know what I mean? Then it was, well, she's got a mental condition. And I was like, okay, fine. And then it was something else, and then something else. And then the twisties came in, like this, which I guess is a mental condition, but they didn't say it like that. It's like they were saying she had what that Japanese tennis player had. She was having mental problems. So then this twisties thing came in. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, just shut up about this fucking bullshit. If you're not going to compete, you're not going to compete. In my opinion, you don't have to tell anybody why you're not competing. Just fucking don't compete, you know what I mean? Say you're not into it. So the twisties came in and everybody's, so this is the fourth or fifth reason for why she's not competing. I was like, Jesus Christ, just shut up about it. But then, I have to take a breath. Then, and this is what got me, man. This is what irked me. A week after that, the real reason for why she didn't compete came out via her team PR group. And that reason was her auntie died. Okay? And that's when I just said, fucking enough. Okay? Fucking enough. Enough with the fucking auntie. Okay? Enough. Now, I'm not a dickhead, per se. Okay? When you lose somebody in your life, I don't buy it as an excuse. I didn't buy it as an excuse. But, let's be real. When you lose somebody in your life, it can be painful. Really, really, really painful. Okay? If you lose an auntie, not so painful. You know, not so painful, but still pretty painful. But is it painful, and this is what got me, enough for you to give up the Olympics because your auntie died? I mean, I can understand you being upset, but why would you give up something you've been striving your whole life to compete in? Why all those hours and years and years and years and years of practice, and then you pull back from it because your auntie died? This is the problem that I had, okay? I was like, no. Nobody's pulling out of a fucking contest like that because their auntie died, you know? And everybody was like, oh my God. Simone's auntie died. And it's a terrible thing. I'm still holding that to be true. You can be close with an auntie and it can really fucking hurt, okay? That's not my contention. My contention is not that it is not a valid reason to grieve or to feel a lot of pain. But it's not enough to pull out of the Olympics, which is what her team were trying to say. They were trying to portray that this was a devastating death that made her pull out of the Olympics. Bullshit, man. You know? And because there's a point that I want to make, okay? Here's what I'm getting at, okay? Bear with me. If you're still watching this, There must be something seriously wrong with you. Bear with me, okay? I'm going to put out a notion. Just a notion. Just a conjecture, okay? A what if you will. A what if you will. So you can see my point, how the anti-bullshit should never have even been floated by her PR team or by the media, okay? Let's say me, okay? Let me get some whiskey, because I think I need it for this. Oh my god, man. God damn it. Let's say, bear with me, okay? Let's say I'm in a car, okay? And I'm picking up Gal Gadot, okay? Or I'm giving her a lift, and we're in a yeah, this is what you shouldn't do to these two things. Let's say, no, come on, bear with me. I'm in a car with Gal Gadot, and we're in a garage, okay? And I'm giving her a lift somewhere, but she gets a phone call, okay? And she says to me, oh my god. She puts the phone down, she gets bad news, she goes, oh my god, Triple D. And I'm like, what, Gal? I just got news. I'm so sorry, okay? But your mother died. I'd be like, what? She goes, Triple D, your mother died. I just got news. Your mother died. And I'm like, stop. What? And I just start crying, man, because I love my mom so much, man. I'm devastated. And I'm crying. And she puts her arms around me. What? She puts her arms around me and tries to console me, okay? But I'm devastated and I'm crying. That's my mom, okay? And she's trying to console me, but she doesn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? Just something in her. She doesn't know how. She's in the presence of a man who's deeply upset. She's trying to help him through this. She's trying to make him feel better. But she just doesn't know how to make him feel better, you know? She's searching all of her skill set or capacity for making a man feel better, and she can't. And then something from the depths, it's the craziest thing, okay? It's the craziest thing. And she doesn't know why this would come up, but it's the only thing she can think of, okay? It's all she's got. She says, Triple D, I can't make you feel better. But if you want, I will give you a blowjob. Now, I've just lost my mom, okay? Do I say yes? Okay? Because I'm grieving really hard. Or do I say no? Do I say no? No. This is the most inappropriate thing ever. No. What do I say to that? When I'm presented with that choice, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Now, I love my mom. I love her so much. I'd do anything for her. But I'm just saying, okay? If I find out she's dead and Gal Gadot wants to give me a blowjob, okay? I'm not going to pass up on that opportunity. I'm sorry to be laughing. I'm just not. Okay? I'm just not. Okay, let's try another one. Just one more. Bear with me, because there's a point to be made here of how Simone Biles' PR team screwed up. Just give me 1 second. Let's say I'm in a car with Gal Gadot. This one's a serious one. Okay? And she gets a phone call, and man, this is serious. This is really serious. She gets a phone call, and it's the most devastating news. It's news so devastating, I shouldn't even make light of it. It's so horrific. This is a really horrific thing. But I have a son called Jake, okay? Man, I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this kid. This kid's 4 years old. This is ridiculous how much I love this kid. Let's say, okay, she gets this call, and Jake's been in the hospital for an operation, and something happened. This is horrific, and I shouldn't even joke about this. But let's say she starts crying, and she's uncontrollably crying. And I'm like, what's up, gal? What's up? And she's like, oh my God, Triple D. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But I'm like, what? And she won't tell me. And then she finally does. She says, Jake died. And I don't believe her. And I'm like, no. And I'm hitting her. And I'm like, no. And she's crying. And I'm like, no. And I start to fucking lose it, guys. My son, I'm like crying like a crazy person, okay? And she does not know how to console me at all. And then something kicks in, and she just starts to kind of open my belt buckle, and it's crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this? What? But I've got Jake on my mind, little Jake, and she's opening my belt buckle, okay? And I'm like, I can't even deal with whatever she's doing. I didn't even know what she's doing. And I'm like, Jake, oh my God, Jake. It's my child. I shouldn't even be talking like this. But then she takes out I don't want to be crude, but my penis. And then she starts to give me a blowjob. And I'm like, and I'm crying. I can't even think about what she's doing, right? Like I'm crying, And she's doing it right here in the car, and I'm like, Jake, oh, and she's going down and down and down, and I'm like, Jake, no, Jakey, please, oh, Jakey, my boy, God damn. Jake! That's the point I want to make. It's a simple point. Okay? Do you get the point that I'm trying to make? It's super simple. No, you don't give up the fucking Olympics because your auntie died. Okay? You simply don't. Because there are some things in this planet that are greater than a tragedy. Okay? Just like if I lost my mom or I lost my son and Gal Gadot wanted to give me a blowjob, do you think I'm going to say no? No, I can do two things at once. I can grieve and get a blowjob. Seriously. I mean, you know what I mean? You just don't pass those opportunities. They'll never come again. I can compartmentalize. She didn't compete in the Olympics because her auntie died. Get the fuck out of here. I'm probably lucky nobody watches this show. Just saying. Oh, Jakey. Oh, yeah. Oh, my boy. Oh, my boy. Jakey. Oh, yeah. Come on, girl. Oh, Jakey. Good girl. Oh, Jakey, don't die.